Today we are going to connect our backend application to a real database using an ORM. In the previous lesson, we worked directly with SQL commands such as insert into courses, select star from courses. Those commands are still important. Developers must understand SQL. But inside real applications, we frequently use something called as ORM. ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping. Instead of manually writing SQL every time, an ORM allows us to work with database records using the programming language of our application. For example, instead of writing select star from courses, we can write Course.objects.all. Instead of writing an SQL insert statement, we can write Course.objects.create and the details inside the parentheses. Django models generally represent database tables, while model objects represent individual records. Django then converts our Python operations into database queries. Today we will complete the entire flow. So first we will create model, then generate migration, create database table, insert course data, query course data, return data from an API. For this demonstration, we will use Django ORM with SQLite. Let us first understand three important terms. So first is model. A model is a Python class that describes the structure of our data. For example, a course may contain ID, title, description, price, active status, created date. We define these fields inside a Django model. Next is migration. Creating a model file does not immediately change the database. Django first creates a migration file that describes the database change. Think of migrations as version history for your database structure. When we run python manage.py make migrations, Django examines the model changes and creates a migration file. When we run python manage.py migrate, Django applies those migration instructions to the database. Django's documentation describes make migration as creating migration file from model changes and migrate as applying those changes to the database. Third is QuerySet. When we fetch data using Django ORM, Django commonly returns a query set. For example, Course.objects.all. This represents all the course records stored in the database. Query sets can also be refined using methods such as filter. Now let us build it. We will continue with the Django project created earlier. A simplified project structure may look like this. In case the course app does not exist, create it with this command. Python manage.py start app courses. So in case courses folder does not exist. Now register the application. So open config/settings.py. Find installed apps and add the courses application. So I will be adding courses. Registering the app tells Django to inspect its models and migrations. Now let's open courses/models. Now I will be adding the following code. Let us understand the fields. Title equals models.char field, max length equals 120. This stores a short piece of text. The title is required by default. Description equal models.text field blank equals true. This stores longer text. Blank equal true means the field may be left empty during validation. Then price equal to models.decimal field max digits equals 8 decimal places equal 2. This stores a decimal value such as 499.00 1499.00. For money, a decimal field is generally preferable to a floating point field. Then is active equals models.boolean field default equals true. This tells us whether the course should currently be visible. Then created at equals models.datetime field auto now add equals true. Django automatically stores the time when the record is created. The double underscore str double underscore method controls how the object is displayed in places such as the Django admin and shell. Now save the file and open the terminal. Run this command. Python manage.py make migrations. Make it, do ensure that you have your virtual environment activated. So you should see output similar output. Django has now created a migration file. Notice that the database table may not have been created yet. We have only generated the instructions. Now run python manage.py migrate. You should see a similar output like applying courses.001 and then OK. Django has now applied the migration and created the corresponding database table. Our Python model and database structure are connected. Open the Django shell by this command. Python manage.py shell. Now import the model from courses.model models import course. Now create the first course. So it is Course.objects.create. Title equals Python for beginners. Description equals learn Python fundamentals through practical examples. Price equals 499.00. Let's press enter. So now create another course. Create one more course. Each create call inserts a new database record. Django also gives every course an automatically generated primary key named ID. Now fetch all courses by this command. Course.objects.all. So the output may look like this: QuerySet and then a course Python for beginners, course colon full stack web development, course colon data science foundations. Fetch only active course. So that is possible by this command Course.objects.filter and in parenthesis is active equal to true. Fetch one course using its ID. Command for that is Course.objects.get and in parenthesis ID equal to 1. Now fetch only selected fields. So the command for that is Course.object.values and field inside the parenthesis. Now exit the shell by writing exit and parenthesis. Now we will fetch these records through an API. So open courses/views.py. Add this code. So you can get all the code in the GitHub repository that I will be sharing after this demo. Let us understand the flow. First we query the database. Course.object.filter is active equal to true. This retrieves only active courses. Then we order the newest courses first. Dot order by created at minus created at. So this will sort in the descending order. Next we select the fields that should be exposed through the API. So courses.values. Finally, we convert the query set into a list and return it using JSON response. Wrapping the list inside a dictionary also gives us space to return additional information such as the total count. Now create or open courses/urls.py. So as urls.py is not here, I will create a new file. Now add this code there. So we are importing Django.urls from Django.urls. We are importing path, and from .views. That is this the same file in the file in the same folder .views. Import course list. So we are importing this course list function, and then we are writing URL patterns. So first pattern is API/courses, and it will give me course list and name equals course list. Now open the project level URL file. So this is the project level URL file. Update it by writing this code. So earlier it was like this, only with admin, but now it also includes one more path. It is telling that include all the courses.urls. Now start the server, run python manage.py run server. Now let's open it in our browser. The URL localhost 8000/API/courses. So you should see the three courses in as JSON response. So we have now completed the full data flow. That is, first API request is made, then Django view, it goes to Django view, then Django ORM query, then to the database, then it gives us a query set, and then it is given back to us as JSON response. Now let's discuss the common mistakes. So app not added to installed apps. You may run Python manage.py make migrations and see no changes detected. Check whether courses was added to installed apps or not. Then running only make migrations. Remember, Python manage.py make migrations creates migration instructions. Python manage.py migrate applies them to the database. Usually, you need both. Then third mistake is changing a model without a new migration. Suppose you add duration weeks equals models dot positive integer field and in parentheses default equals 4. You must run Python manage.py make migrations and Python manage.py migrate again. Fourth mistake is returning a query set directly. This will not work correctly. Return JSON response Course.objects.all. A query set must first be converted into serializable data. So this thing is wrong, and this is the correct approach. Fifth mistake is returning a plain list with JSON response. By default, JSON response expects a dictionary. This is convenient. When returning a list directly, you would need this. Return JSON response and in parentheses, post data, comma, safe equal to false. For APIs, wrapping the results inside an object is often more extensible because fields such as count, page, or next can be added later. So this is more preferable. Although both are correct, but this one is preferable. Now, sixth mistake is using get when several records may match. So writing courses.objects.get is active equal to true. Several courses may be active, so we will have to use dot filter. This one is correct, while this one is false. So use get when exactly one matching object is expected. So today we learned that an ORM allows our application code to communicate with a relational database using objects and methods. We created a course model by class course models in parentheses models.model. We generated a migration Python manage.py makemigrations. We applied it by Python manage.py migrate. We inserted records, we fetched records, and finally we returned those records through get/API/courses. An ORM does not mean that SQL is no longer important. SQL helps you understand what is happening inside the database. An ORM helps you integrate that database cleanly into an application. Now the task for today: extend the course model with these fields. Then generate a new migration, apply the migration, insert one new course, return duration weeks and level from the API, add an optional filter, this filter. The final API should return only courses matching the requested level.